Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. For this week's video, we are doing our cheap versus expensive Stratocaster shootout. Let's get started. Alright, in last week's video, we spent the whole time modding this Squier. This is a build I've affectionately called the Squier Assassin because we wanted to build something cheap that could take out Fender's top tier instruments. So if you missed the build, I'll put a link to it above. You can watch that video where we go through the whole parts list and stuff like that. In this week's video, we are going to do some playing to see if this can actually stand up to one of Fender's bests. We'll talk about the cost, we'll talk about the playability, and obviously we'll do a tone test. But first, let's go through the specs really quick, and then let's do some playing. Let's start with the guitar that inspired the Assassin build. This is a Select Stratocaster, so it's got a beautiful nitro lacquer finish over a flame maple top. Just looks gorgeous. Yep, specially voiced pickups, 5-way switch, contoured heel joint, the locking tuners with the little Select badge in the headstock there. Just basically, I think it's got a compound radius on it too, so your bends never choke out. Really stable trem system, even though it is traditional. I think the newer Pro ones have pop-in arms, which I much prefer. But anyway, that would be my only gripe. And yeah, a regular alder body, just a beautiful playing Strat. And the reason why I wanted to build the Assassin is so I don't have to take this out of the house if I don't feel like it. If I'm going somewhere where I'm not fully comfortable with taking this guitar, I can take a Squier that will sound very close. All right, let's take a look at the specs on the Assassin. Obviously, this was purpose-built to sound like the Select, as I just mentioned. And the heart of the guitar is Select Stratocaster pickups. So both guitars have the same pickups. It enables my Squier to give me that throaty, kind of hollow sound in the neck pickup. Night and day from stock. Let's take a listen to a quick clip of what it sounds like now. So I'm pretty happy with the tone I'm getting out of it right now, but it'll be interesting to see when we go head to head with the Select what it sounds like. Now for the rest of the specs really quick, we've got an Obsidian wire solderless kit, which gives us new pots, new switches, new output jack, and new wiring obviously. We've got bent steel saddles, identical to the Select, a 2-point trem. We've got the Select pickups as I mentioned, Agathis body, a black pick guard from Warmouth. Yeah, other than that, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard. We put locking tuners from Fender, identical to the Select as well. So as much as possible, we made this guitar similar to the Select. Let's take a listen to both guitars and see what's happening tonally. Let's get on to the fun stuff. We're gonna play these guitars back to back, head to head, in each one of the pickup positions, and we'll see if the Assassin can keep up to the gold standard, which is the Select Strat. And then after that, we're gonna play these guitars in a mix to see which guitar sits best with other instruments. Let's take a listen. right, so now we're gonna go to position 2. This is where things get interesting. The Select has the humbucker and the middle coil engaged, which in theory should give it a nice, powerful, thick sound. And the Assassin just has regular single coil and regular single coil in bridge and middle, which should give it that classic quack sound. So anyway, let's take a listen and see which one you guys think sounds best. And finally, we've got humbucker versus single coil. So let me know which one you prefer in a Strat. Obviously they sound very different. Do you prefer the traditional sound of a single coil in the bridge that just gives you that string definition and clarity? Or do you prefer that thick humbucker sound? So let me know in the comments. Let's take a listen. All right, let's throw these babies in a mix and see how each guitar fares. Alright, so some final thoughts. Was the Assassin build successful? I think it was, yeah. It covers most of the sonic ground of the Select, and you could build like 4 or 5 of these for the price of the Select too. I think this guitar in its stock form was quite bright, and I think it does retain some of that brightness, some of that attack. So it's interesting because most of the parts are similar, but it still does have its own character. Now in terms of playability, I've got 0 issues with this Strat. The neck has a nice satin finish on it. It actually has some really nice pleasing grain too. Fretwork is impeccable, so I don't know if I just got a good one. I know with lower end guitars, quality control can be a little bit of an issue. So, you know, you can't just say buy a standard, it's gonna be perfect. You might have to go through a few of them, but playability is no problem at all on this. Really fun to play on. Yeah, have nothing but good things to say about it. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. Let me know in the comments below whether you guys are team moneybags or team modification. And also let me know if you prefer the single coil or the humbucker. Another interesting question to ask about a Stratocaster. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this. And other than that, we'll see you guys next week with a new video. Take care.